Guys, yesterday we saw a huge drop for Bitcoin and altcoins, and a lot of people are asking me right now, was this just the preview? Was this just a little bit of a test and that you're gonna see an even greater volatility right now? Well, the answer to that is actually yes. I believe that today and tomorrow you are going to see some significant volatility, and I will talk you through exactly why I think that you are going to see a lot of volatility moving forward. Also, I am going to update you on everything that's going on behind the scenes, the trading strategies, and everything else you need to know. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So let's get straight into it, guys. So what you can see for Bitcoin is that on the daily time frame, we have been trying to break above my orange line at $95,000 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, counting today's candle. So you can see that the orange line is still pushing down the Bitcoin price right here. But the big thing is, of course, that yesterday we did see a significant drop. We went from 95,700 down to $89,000. This was a huge candle. This was almost 7% drop for Bitcoin here, and this caused the altcoins also to go down significantly. Some altcoins, let us look at Ethereum. So Ethereum actually went down by 13%. What did Solana do? Solana went down by also 13%. Cardano went down, but the entire crypto market went down. But the interesting thing is that now you are seeing a huge bounce towards the upside as well. And this is what the whales are going to try to do, guys. They are going to try to shake you out. They will try to get you to panic, because what happened here when we went down to $89,000, people were looking at their portfolio and they were seeing red across the board, panicking and then selling down here. And then you have a big bounce and the whales, they buy the bottom down here from the people that are panic selling, and then they ride that towards the upside. So this is something that I always stress, and I'm gonna do it again. I will keep repeating this every single time these drops happens. That is why it is important to always have a plan for if Bitcoin is going to go down, if altcoins are going to go down. You don't want to react once it happens. You want to already have your plan in your head. If we go down, what are you going to do? For me, if you want to ask me what my plan is, you already know about that. My plan is just to keep holding my trading strategy positions right here, because they actually benefit from the prices going down and then having a bounce. The Bitcoin strategy made a lot of profit yesterday with the algorithm, with this volatility. So I am not worried about that. But if you are in individual trades, or if you are maybe taking on a little bit more risk than you should, then this is something you need to consider, because these drops are going to continue to happen. Okay, what else do I want to talk about? Well, you know that I said in my latest video, and by the way, thank you for all of the feedback on my latest video, guys. A lot of you guys were very interested in my theory about how I think that the ways or the things are going to play out when Donald Trump actually takes office. So I had a big theory about that. Make sure to go back to the video I posted. Let me see, it is this one right here. 93% of people are about to get wrecked. Important update, everything just changed. So make sure to go back and watch this video if you haven't already done that. I outline my exact theory about what I see happening here moving forward. But one thing I also talked about in that video was that we had a bit of a fractal, and the fractal we had was that in last January, we had this support level right here. We were being supported on Bitcoin multiple times, but once we broke down from it, then we touched the 100-day moving average, which is this blue line right here. And this is an old tweet. This is the tweet I posted on January the 12th. So what is that, 2-3 days ago. So same thing here, you had support level for Bitcoin. I said, well, we might see a breakdown from this orange line. And if we see that breakdown, we could come close to the 100-day moving average, which is this blue line. And then if history plays out as it did previously, we went down, found support here, and then had a massive rally towards the upside. Okay, so now let us look at what actually happened here on the daily time frame. So let us add the 100-day moving average. In this instance, even though it is blue on this tweet, it is actually purple right here on my chart. So the fractal I was talking about in last January was, let me see here, was it this one? No. It was this one. So here we had a horizontal support level being supported multiple times here. And then once we broke down, let me actually just take away, let us keep only the 100-day moving average here. So you can see that after breaking down, so the horizontal line, now things will look messed up because I have a lot of charts here, or I have a lot of, indicators. Let me take that away. But anyway, there was that actually a red line? Red line right here. So then we break down, we find support of the purple line right at this point right here. So now let us look at how it played out this time around. So with this drop, we didn't actually come all the way down to the orange line. We came about $2,500 from it, $2,400 from it. But the bulls really stepped in here even before we got down to this point. And this is why I was telling you that I am not selling my Bitcoin, because even if you try to time the absolute bottom, so the absolute, like the best thing here would be to just look at this fractal right here and see this drop in last January. And that's easy. Like you sell up here and then you just put your buy orders down here. Okay. So let's say you start to sell when you see that we're starting to break down here for Bitcoin. Let us say you start to break down, you sell right here at $92,000. And then you're waiting for us to come down to this point at 87. But we never come that low. The bulls step in way before that, and instead you see a big bounce. So what has happened now is that you sold in the middle of this red candle, and today we are at higher prices again. So you would have been much better off just holding the Bitcoin position, or even better, using my trading strategies, meaning we were buying on the way down here and taking profit on the way up. So those were the ideal scenarios. So this is why I was telling you that even though it looked likely that we were potentially going to drop down to the vicinity of this blue 100-day moving average level, that's what I said, that I'm still not selling Bitcoin, because chances are you will not be able to time the absolute glorious buying opportunity here, because it is really hard, and history, like even though we saw it before, it tends to play out not exactly the same. Similar, yes, we went down close to this point, but we didn't go all the way down to it. Now, are we going to potentially see another drop and we could potentially come down to this point? Of course, that could happen, especially now that if I look at the daily time frame here, I take away the moving averages. If I zoom out here, you can see that we are still on the daily time frame below this very critical resistance level. So until we have broken above this point, I remain bullish long term, remain bullish midterm, but short term, I remain cautious because we still haven't broken above the orange line here at $95,000. Now, when we do that, then I'm expecting something like what you saw here. The last time we broke above this point, we went from $95,000 straight up to $103,000. So that is the power. And you can see the same thing. We tried to break through the orange line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And then the sixth candle, we were able to do that. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So maybe the sixth candle is going to play out the same again. We don't know. But if we break above this point, that makes me bullish again. But midterm, long term, I'm still bullish. But short term, I remain cautious here because we are below the very key level on the short term here. Not selling, just like I said. I just, I need to be prepared for some more volatility. And especially today and tomorrow is going to be huge. Now, before I talk about the reason why, let us quickly go over the altcoins here. So Ethereum went down and found support at the $3,000, this orange line right here. Now we have tried to see a big bounce here, but not recovering as good as Bitcoin. So still down significantly from the last few days. If you look at Solana, also Solana, big red candle, of course, the wick here down to $168. So very important here for Solana as well. For Dogecoin, what did we see? We went down to 30 cents. Essentially, all of these support levels that I've been talking about and outlining here, the orange lines, many of these altcoins actually respected them. You can see Dogecoin came down straight to this point, but then saw a big bounce. You can see that Cardano actually didn't do that bad, in fact. Cardano is still below key resistance at 98 cents. For XRP, we came down to my support, found a bounce here, and still looking pretty decent also for XRP. Now, if you look at the total chart, total crypto market cap, it is still kind of in the same vicinity as the last few days here, so nothing has changed here. We saw a big drop, yes, but then a big bounce. So that is cool to see. If you look at the others chart, yeah, the others chart, the smaller altcoins is right now right below key resistance. So this is something we need to look out for. And if we extend this, in fact, so from this wick, you can see that the previous resistance, that is exactly where we found support right now. On this drop here, found support, had a big bounce, now trying to break through this point. Now if we don't manage to break through this point, guys, that means that smaller altcoins are going to potentially start to underperform a little bit again, and then let us see if we come down to, let's say, the red line here again, or the orange line, which is at $291 billion for the smaller altcoins. So let us keep our eyes on this. But one thing I will say is that it seems like the altcoin sentiment right now has really died down. There's not a lot of euphoria in the altcoin market right now compared to like a month ago. It was very, very different 1 month ago, guys. So this is actually a good sign that the market is not euphoric. Now let us continue. Traditional markets is seeing a little bit of a bounce towards the upside, still consolidating inside of this kind of wedge formation. But right at resistance right now at $5,900. So let's see how this is going to play out over the day. If we can break through this point and have a push towards the upside, that is really, really good. For the Bitcoin dominance on the weekly time frame, we are currently above the key resistance here at 58%. However, remember, we're very, very early in the week still. So this can still come down and see a rejection here. So let us see how this is going to look towards the end of the week and how this candle is actually going to close. But I'm keeping close eyes on this. This fractal I already showed you, and now I want to talk about something else, because it has been reported that Donald Trump is expected to issue executive orders on the first day of his presidency regarding Bitcoin and crypto. So this is bullish for crypto. It's potentially going to start on the first day of office to create a lot of bullish things for crypto, guys. So that is great to see. But today and tomorrow, we'll see a lot of volatility. Today, you have the PPI month over month, and tomorrow you have the core inflation rate. Now, the inflation is starting to be on the rise again. You can see that, yes, the inflation has been going down, but we're still way above what we saw here in the before COVID, essentially. Now, look at this. We're starting to plateau. Not only have we started to plateau, the inflation is starting to creep back up. So this tells me that probably the Fed are not going to, they're not going to cut the interest rates extensively this year. We might have one rate cut, but I don't think that you're going to see anything more than that. And if we see a rate cut, I think it's going to come towards the end of the year. So I am actually a little bit pessimistic in terms of the rate cuts here, which is perfectly fine. That to me just means that this cycle is probably going to play out a bit differently compared to what the market was expecting in the beginning. So the market was expecting us to, top out somewhere at the beginning of 2025. I think that this cycle is going to be longer, guys. And I think that this cycle is also going to contain a lot of sideways. Now, this is not something that, I am perfectly fine with that, because as you know, my trading strategy, sideways action is amazing. Sideways action is how we make the profits here. And then we are in general going to go up. So this creates the perfect circumstances for the trading strategies. So that is what I believe. We will see if that is going to be the case or not. Now, speaking of the trading strategies, Bitcoin up $217,000. Ethereum is up $64,000. I think that this was at like $100,000 yesterday. So the drop for Ethereum, yes, it has been a big drop, and it is causing a lot of unrealized losses here. Luckily, the algorithm has made so much money in the past, so it makes up for this position being at a loss. For Solana, $40,000 in profit. For Dogecoin, $54,000 in profit. And XRP, ADA, Cardano, Litecoin, everything else is still doing pretty well also. Now, for the trading strategies, you can see that we are more or less at break even right now. So that is great. One thing I will do, guys, is that, in order to add investments to this strategy, I need minimum $400. So what I will do, guys, is when the algorithm has made $400 here, I will release this profit here, and then I will add it back into the bot. And I know that not everyone can do this, because I started with $10,000, and if you started with, let's say, $1,000, then probably your profits here is more like $36, which is, it's far away from the $400 that is the minimum investment to add another investment. That is what it is, guys. Like as much as I would like to, I cannot adapt to every single circumstance, because everyone got in with different amounts of money, everyone got in at different times, everyone are using, some are not even using Bitcoin, they're using different altcoins for the 100x trading strategy. So all of these circumstances I cannot really account for. I can only account for this example right here. And then you will just have to try to adapt as good as you can based on this if you want to follow the same actions that I am taking. But for this trading strategy, I'm using an example of starting with $10,000, as you know right here. So that is what I am going to adapt to, and that is what I'm going to show you. So next step for me here on the trading strategies is once we reach $400, which I think is going to happen pretty quickly, I release this profit and then I add it back into the trading strategy. And hopefully the price of Bitcoin will be at a lower point, like these levels would be fine. If we see another drop and then we see another pump, then this is probably going to be at $400. Then I will release that and I will add it back into the trading strategies to try to compound and for us to reach that goal of making 100x. So that is completely fine. If you want to use my trading strategies, you are able to do so. Go down to the description of this video, first sign up to Pionex using this link right here, claim the deposit bonuses using this link, and then you have the Bitcoin strategy, which is also the 100x bot. Then you have Ethereum, Solana, and Doge, all of these ones right here. If you want to use it for Cardano, XRP, or any other altcoin, click on this link and then it's going to take you to this page. Here you have the coins, and then you have it to the far right. You have everything you need. You just click on whichever you want to use and it's going to open it up for you. By the way, guys, as a side note, a few days ago, there was a brief period of time when the links were a bit messed up here in the document. So if you started these strategies for the altcoin specifically the last few days, then make sure that you have the correct thing. So just if you wanted to, let's say, open up the AI XBT bot here, then make sure to go to your account and make sure to see make sure to confirm that the bot that is running is actually the same coin that you picked. So just make sure to check that. There was a few hours where the settings were a little bit messed up here. So please double check that. Guys, this is what I got for you in today's video. Be prepared for volatility that's gonna come tomorrow and today based on the data that is being released, core, CPI, and the PPI being released today. So make sure to check that out and I will see you guys in the next one.